This is Professor Snell. People have asked me to model a revolve. I did actually the same one as part of the much longer video on the midterm practice exercise that I posted, which is a file cabinet drawer, but it has this knob on it. But let's just talk about revolves. What's the strategy? You see this, there's a bunch of dimensions on here. We know we're going to revolve it because it's round. You know, here it is. That looks like a revolve. I mean, it looks like it's something that we need to revolve to make that complex shape. I don't know how else you would do it. You could do it with lofts or something, but it would be much more complicated. So, we have several dimensions, and we know that we're going to basically be making half of the, we're going to be drawing half of this and revolving it around an axis that's here in the center. So let's just get started on it. And I'm just going to remember, basically I have a 1.8 inch wide, it's 1.8 inches out from the drawer, and it's 2 inches wide. So let's just get started. I gotta, okay, sorry. Let me open up a new part. This is an inch, ANSI inch. I'm going to go to the front plane. For this exercise, it doesn't matter what plane we're doing it on because we're just doing the knob, but it was the front plane on that particular part. And I'm going to just start mocking this up. So if I come to the origin and come out about 1.8 inches, and this isn't the actual dimension, but I can get close to it by just looking at the shortcut dimension there. It was 1.8 something, and go about 1 inch. Then I can come back and just do my basic mock-up. Remember, I want to make a full closed contour because this is going to be a closed revolve. Now we should be in pretty good shape. Now, if I had done this where, for example, I'm going to bring in this dimension right now. It's almost what it needed to be. Where you get into trouble, and what I did in one class when I was quickly trying to do this at the end of class, somebody asked me to, and it got screwed up because I mocked it up without really paying attention to the dimensions and realized there's not that many relations right now. So if this was, let's say, I'd drawn this as 0.1 inch, and I tried to add this 1.8 inch dimension, the rest of these relations here would that are not cemented down or not defined right now would then be pushed way out of whack in order to allow this to become 1.8 inches. So the point is just mock it up to something that's fairly close to the actual model. I'm going to go change. I just don't like seeing these 3 decimal points. I'm just getting rid of that right now. So now I'm back to like a more realistic number of decimal points for a part like this. Okay, anyway, so I've got my first dimension, 1.8. Let's just start adding some more. I know that this is going to be tangent. If I look here, the part, this is a tangent relationship. This line is 0.8, so let's just start adding some of these. 0.8. It's already 0.8, interesting. Well, almost 0.8. I'm going to create a tangent relationship between this line and that arc. I'm going to, this is supposed to be 2. Now I could just make it 1, because so in other words, the diameter of this handle is 2. I could make it 1, but since I want it, let's go ahead and make it like it is in the actual drawing. I'm going to add a center line so that I can do that thing we've done many times where I start at the center line, come up to the farthest point of the radius, pull it back over the center line to get a diameter dimension. So now I've got everything except for I think this needs to be 0.7. And let's look back at our drawing. So I've got the 0.8, the 1.8, the 2, 0.7. I don't have these sketch fillets, the R.1s here. And we're actually at this point fully defined. So these sketch fillets don't really do anything for us other than make this completely accurate. So let's go ahead and just try to revolve it at this point. So if I go Control 7 to get to isometric, make a revolve. Yeah, so we know we're in the right direction. That's always something that's good to do. You can go ahead and make the feature. You can apply the feature and then come back and finish off the sketch. So all we need to do is add sketch fillets here and here. They are 0.1. So 0.1 is the default, so we don't need to change anything. There's our revolve, right? So the message here was to start off with a set of relationships that are, or to mock up your sketch, think it through, mock it up, but be watching the reference dimensions as you're drawing, get it close, then go back in and add your dimensions, look for any problems as you go, but as soon as you feel like you've got something that can be revolved, go ahead and revolve it. Just make sure you're on the right path, and then come back and finish out the sketch would be my suggestion. All right, that's it.